Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to take a look at my Legend League attacks, and as you guys maybe know, I'm normally streaming all of my Legend attacks live. That's what I basically did the last couple of weeks. But since around about maybe a couple of days, I changed that, which means what I did, I'm still doing most of my Legend attacks with iTzu in streams. Not anymore with iTzu, because I need like the concentration, etc. And whenever you're streaming, it's always like a little hectic with the stream chat, etc. going on. So this is why I decided, okay, let's for the last couple of days, like the last week of the season, I will push without anything around that or like with any distraction. And so far we're doing great. We're in Germany right now, number 2, and really close to the number 1 spot, which means roundabout in global ranking. This means we are pretty high up there as well, in the top 100 at least. Like to the beginning of this new league day, we're around like top 70, which isn't too bad. And well, today I want to show you guys a couple of attacks at what I'm doing right now, because I feel like I have a lot of guys commenting about that. We're seeing a lot of ring bases, and it's really hard to go against those. I want to show a couple of nice tricks on how actually to defend those, or like how actually to beat those bases. And well, obviously I won't show all of, like, it's not gonna be only triples. So just to like keep you guys reminded of that. And if you guys would like to support me or my channel, and you're liking you like what you're seeing, then you can just support me with going in your settings, in more settings, and then type in the credit code iTzu over there. Which means whenever you're buying anything, you're supporting me. And always remind you guys, out of this, like every 7 days, you have to refresh this code. So let's get to the first base, which is one of the most common bases out there at the moment, at least I feel like. And it's super annoying to attack sometimes. You can beat this base if you're playing Electro Dragons from the upper left side most of the time. And you can do the same thing with the Yeti Smash, which means like you can do a Warden Walk on the outside and then just like try to push in over there. But with the army like I'm using right now, which is going to be hybrid, it's not that simple most of the time. Especially all of those ring bases are super annoying to attack, because on those queen charges, you do not have the tanking power as, for example, in a Electro Dragon attack or Yeti Smash attack. And especially all of the ground expos right now are making this strategy even harder to execute. So I want to show you guys now a couple of tricks on how you guys actually can make it a little bit better. And maybe I can show you guys even with a couple of bad examples on how you guys should not do it. So let's take a look at this attack. Maybe we are somehow messing this up. So even the first wall break was a complete mess, because the tornado trap was designed to completely mess up the wall breakers, because a lot of players are actually trying to charge in over there. So now, because of the tornado trap, this means my queen is going on the outside. I'm reacting ASAP with placing my king on the outside and trying to funnel my queen back into the base. She's going back, and this means now my queen is back on track. My king is doing the tanking at the top, and I try to think about, okay, let's use this tanking for getting started with our miners. And obviously the Hawk Riders. And what I'm doing normally in those attacks when I'm using hybrid on a ring base is that I'm basically just sending in all of my Hawk Riders in combination with the Siege Barrack, in combination with my Royal Champ and the Warden. And then I'm using my heal spells for the Hawk Riders. And then I'm using the delayed miners for the Town Hall. And this means in the end, all of those troops are grouping up after the Town Hall is down. That's like how I normally take those bases. It's really, really annoying, especially if there are ground skeletons in the core, because this is messing up things really badly, and this is exactly what is happening. Like, there's a ground skeleton. Luckily, I still have a rage spell left, which means I'm getting through the town hall really fast, and this means all of my miners are getting to the back end. And now, exactly what I said is happening. All of the troops are grouping together again, which means like the miners made it through the town hall, the Hawk Riders made it around as well, and this means now everything is grouping up. The only issue we have right now is time. If you guys saw at the beginning, it was a really close attack, which means this could be either a 99 or a triple. So let's see how this goes and whether we can get the triple or just, well, the 99, the obvious one. So let's see if we can somehow make it. The Hawk Riders are going to the top, the Royal Champion is splitting to the bottom, and this means this should be, yeah, this is going to be a triple, and this means this is the first attack which I wanted to show you guys. And if you guys consider using an anti 3-star base right now in Legend, you should not do that. Like right now, anti-2-star bases are way better, even though if you might get tripled once or twice a day, you should get at least once or twice or even 3 times it's 1 star on your base, which is always a good thing. So this is going to be the next base, and this is going to be once again another ring base, because like I said, ring bases right now, it's so annoying. So many times you mess up the pathing and the town hall is somehow still standing. So this is just one of the most annoying base designs, and I don't think that it's gonna change ever. Like, ring bases will be always a part of Clash of Clans, and this means you guys should learn how to attack those. I will obviously, I will do a video really soon on how to attack ring bases with Yetis, because I feel like a lot of you guys are using Yeti Smash, and well, there's a really nice way on how to do that. What I did I did mess up really bad in this attack, because what I did there is I thought I could delay the poison to make sure that I'm catching the enemy witch with the poison, but because of delaying the poison, this means there was so much damage on my queen that I actually had to use her ability, which never is a good thing. Like, I used a rage and my queen ability. This should never happen. That was like a super bad attack. Now I want to charge my queen in to get the eagle and then even go further into the upper multi-inferno tower. But yeah, queen is now going in. Everything is looking actually pretty good. We're using a rage right now just to make sure that my queen is passing those annoying expos. And actually I was pretty lucky. Like, on this base, normally I see a lot of ground expos. On this base, he used like 4 air expos, which is really not that common. Like, normally you see a lot of ground expos because the ground armies right now are so strong. So the next idea is that I'm using my king and my siege barrack at the top left corner to take this part roundabout out. Like, I wanted to take that out, and yeah, then I wanted to get all of my troops into the town hall. That was the idea which I wanted to go for. So let's see how that works. King is getting used, like the king ability. P.E.K.K.A. in behind, all of the wizards are clearing the funnel out. I'm using the royal champion at the outset to funnel all of this stuff, and now the miners and the hawks are coming in. Queen sadly did not step to the multi-inferno tower, which means she's going to die. I do not want to spend any more resources on her, so this is why we need to concentrate more on the miners and the hawk riders. Town hall is activated, we got the percentage with ease, and this means our hawks and miners are getting closer to the town hall. The hawk riders from the siege barrack were basically swagged. Like, that was not really good, and now the miners are making it to the town hall. But there it is. Like, there is the issue which I'm facing kind of often at the moment. There are so many times 3 ground skeletons around the town hall that it's bad. it's really bad, and you can see how the town hall is melting my miners, and this means we're going to have a 1-star. Rip the day. And now we're coming to a really important thing as well, because rip my legend day was my first thought after having this 1-star, but something which is really important, otherwise you won't make it really high up there, is to like take a step back, think about, okay, that went wrong, let's improve that on the next attack, stay calm, and then go on your next attack. Otherwise, when you're getting frustrated, or when you're like, this base meta sucks, or even like, I'm just super bad, like, why do I even play the game, stuff like this. If you have things like this come up, you will never get high in trophies. So if you think about, okay, let's get into the next base, which is obviously another ring base, but let's get into the next base and try to make it better. What went wrong? What could we improved on? And stuff like that. So this is way more important than actually like thinking like you're bad or whatever. So just something like, everyone is getting 1-stars. It's happening to everyone. Just the important thing is to get the way back into your performance. That's like the important thing. So on this base, what I'm doing is, and I have to give a shout out to Yo-Yo for that, because he told me how to triple this base, is that you can lure the enemy clan castle really easily if you spend like 1 or 2 hawk riders, and then you can lure to the 3 o'clock side and charge the enemy eagle, the enemy inferno tower, even though it's single, but it's all about the pathing, and then you can send in your miners and the hawk riders from the bottom. It's really risky. I have to admit that it's really risky, because you're sometimes missing out on the town hall, but I would like tell you exactly what is the trick with this and when it's exactly working and when not. So on this one, my queen is going into the compartment, and then as soon as you place the first rage, add this rage, or like use this rage to boost 1 loon into the base, and normally you will always find a black mine on that corner, because a lot of players are using black mines in this corner, because this charge is kind of common nowadays. So The next thing what I'm going to do is obviously like freeze the enemy Inferno Tower, still have the Rage going, and now the Barbarian King and my Siege Barrack. The goal is basically to get my barrack, like the Packer of the barracks and my king into the base to make the funnel for my miners. Now Queen ability to make sure that that she's staying alive, and now just send the miners in. Now, what is the important part about this? Like, when is this working and when not? The thing which is important is this one sweeper next to the town hall. If this sweeper is somehow down, this means a royal champion will switch to the town hall because you will always have the percentage. So what I'm doing is I'm always placing the royal champion from the right angle, and this means you can see the sweeper is down, and this means she's going to the town hall. And this means I can just use my warden ability, save my royal champion and the miners which are at the town hall, and then just get through the base. I actually used my warden ability a little bit too early / too late. Too early for my miners at the town hall, and too late for the Hogwarts, which I could have like caught with the warden ability as well. So now for us it's all about like if we can take down the last 2 buildings, because we have a couple of miners left and the time is getting really close as well. So maybe we can triple this, and this attempt is like most of the time either a 1-star, a 3-star, or a time fail. One of those 3. Like, I never had this with like a average percent 2-star. Like, this is really uncommon. So yeah, the miners should get this, right? So the miners got the Inferno Tower. This means this is going to be another triple. So now we had already tons of ring bases, but well, there's still other bases out there as well. Like, just that's how it works, right? A couple of players always use like anti-3-star bases or like really old anti-2-star bases, which are like more like this box style. And those bases are the bases which you have to triple to get like the basic level, the basic trophy amount in each day, because you will face each of those bases maybe once or twice a day. And if you can triple they consistently, then you will always have a nice trophy basic count, basically, which means that you have sometimes a couple of bases which you don't know, and then there are a couple of bases which you always know, and those should be the important ones which you can triple. So let's take a look at the next base, because this is one of those super common ones which are out there for like ages. Like, this base, everyone should know the setup. Like, sometimes you have the town hall, where the laboratory is placed right now, but you have always like this ENG setup. You have all of the expos around the town hall. Both sweepers are pointing towards the town hall. This is the normal setup for this base. So what you're doing, you're trying to charge into the core to take out really nice, or like to take out the main thing to create pathing for the rest of your, like for your follow-up. In my like for me in this scenario, I'm using hybrid after that, which means I need to create pathing for this. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to charge into this, and I want to get into the LA next to the Inferno Tower, because this gives me access to the multi-Inferno Tower, to the enemy clan castle, to the enemy scatter shot, and to the enemy town hall. Like, that's super important to get my queen in there and to keep her alive. Even if even if this freeze was swagged, basically, I'm not 100% sure if I would have needed that, but the important thing is that your queen is staying alive, so put all resources in her, which she needs to stay alive. And this is the important thing. So charging in there is the key for my success later on, because this means the pathing for my miners and Hog Riders is perfect for the rest of the base. And now another thing about like how you guys should use Queen Charge Hybrid a little bit, like quick rundown, because I see so many players are doing it wrong. I see a lot of players using the Warden ability for the first couple of eagle shots really early on, and this is just not the best way in how to do it normally, because the reason is that if you're going with miners or Hog Riders, then you can do it, because that's only one type of troop, which means they will always stay together, at least most of the time, if you did your job right with the Queen Charge. But in a hybrid attack, you can see it right now. The Hog Riders are mainly on the left side, the miners are mainly on the right side, which means placing heal space right now is a really tough call, because you have to decide which group to go for. In the beginning of an attack, you will always have your miners and your Hog Riders on the same spot, which means a heal spell is perfect. As soon as the base is getting wider and everything is like spreading, then you should use the Warden ability, because that's the moment where you cannot catch everything with one heal spell. So once again, like drawing this in here, this was the situation where everything was splitting, which means a heal spell like this would not catch both of my groups, With having a heal spell in the beginning, this means we would catch every single troop which we are sending in, and then maybe a back-end heal spell if we need that. So this is the kind of the secret and how you guys should use the spells on the hybrid attack, and it's really like a big part to the success, because if you're using two different troops, for example, this one troop is only attacking defenses and the other is not, so you have to concentrate on what to heal. So my day did work pretty well, even though we had a 1-star. We came on top with 275 trophies, which isn't too bad. And on defense, the base worked really good as well, once again for us, with like minus 169, which means overall above 100 trophies plus. This is nice for us, obviously, but we have to keep the push going, like 3 more days, and well, we have to get a couple of more trophies in. Let's hope that it's working. I mean, so far the defenses for the day right now are not the best, but at least no triples so far on me, which is good. So we can always come back on that. And like I said, always try to stay calm when you're attacking, and always like try to, even if you're 1-star, try to come back, if that makes sense. So right now, minus 135. It's okay. As long as you're around minus 25 per attack, that's totally fine. I think that's around about 200 trophies. If you have minus 200 trophies, that's average, or like that's okay. That's an average okay base. If you have less, that's way better. If you have more, or like if you have more, then you should think about changing your base. So yeah, for us right now, it's looking good, And well, I will obviously like let you guys know how the season ended for me. And tomorrow I have a nice video for you guys coming, how you guys can attack those annoying ring bases with Yetis. And well, see you guys then. See you guys, and hopefully tomorrow again in the next video. Until then, bye bye.